Hello, good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of Reality's a Moment with Susie. Hey, I hope everyone's had a lovely week. Over here in the UK, the sun is out shining, and so we are making the most of it. Well, I am anyway. But anyway, for today's show, we're talking about the benefit of having pets. And one of the reasons why I decided to do this, apart from a friend suggesting it, is because one thing a lot of my people, when I say my people, I'm Nigerian, so a lot of Nigerian people don't do, is keep pets. But their kids love to have pets. And I think a lot of people don't understand the benefit of having pets, because there are a whole load of benefits to having pets. And also, they struggle when they think about the care of having that pet as well. So, joining me today in the studio is someone who I know personally and who has a pet, who took that plunge and decided to get herself a pet. And I've also spent time with the pet. And so I have here with me Miss Funke Robinson. Funke, thank you so much for joining me. Unfortunately, we couldn't be joined by Chelsea Arike, what is it? Arike, Chelsea Arike, because no pets allowed in the building. Otherwise, I assure you, she would have been sitting here quietly with us. But hey, just in case you are interested in getting a pet and you have any questions you would like to ask Miss Robinson, or, you know, you want to get rid of one and you have some questions, as in they want to give it out, you know, because some people get lumbered with them as well.
True.
Please remember, this is a live show. The number's going to be scrolled on the screen. You can ring in at any time and ask any questions, or if you feel there's something you need to add, please feel free to do so. So, I'm going to start off by asking Miss Robinson, tell me, what made you decide to buy a pet?
Well, I've been thinking about it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then recently my son started to say, Mom, I want a dog. Can we have a dog? Can we buy a dog? And this a dog and that a dog. So I thought, okay, might not be such a good idea. And
Might not be such a good idea.
I mean, a bad idea. Might not be such a bad idea.
Yeah.
To get one. And then I was reading online about how it will expand your social networks, you know, and the exercise opportunities and all that. So I thought, okay, it was his 10th birthday coming up. I'll get one, and we'll see how it goes.
So when you decided to get one, you were still skeptical about getting one, yeah?
Yeah, because I was worried about the time that I'd need to devote
Yeah.
to looking after the dog.
Yeah.
Because, you know, back in Nigeria, when you have dogs, generally all you have to do is just feed them.
Yes.
Because they live outside.
Yeah.
At least the ones we had at home lived outside.
Yeah.
And so all we had to do was feed them in the evening or whenever it was their meal time.
Yeah.
I would occasionally give the dog a bath, but that was me
Wanting to do it.
wanting to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that was it. So it was very easy. But here, you've got to do so many things
Yeah.
with the dog, and if you're not careful, you get the inspectors coming to you as well, telling
Yeah.
you you're mistreating the dog. So at a point, I was thinking, I don't want to be locked up
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I've
it does happen.
mistreated
Yeah.
a dog.
So you made that decision and you decided to take that plunge and say, right, you know, I'm actually going to get him a dog because he wants one and he's been talking about it for a while. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did years ago when I was living by myself, long before I had kids, I did say this story before, I wanted a pet. And I thought, I was living in a flat, and I thought, why do I want a pet? And for some crazy reason, the thought came into my mind, I want someone to talk to. So I thought, right, a dog's not going to talk to me, a cat's not going to talk to me. I want a parrot. But then I looked at the parrots, and the parrots were too big, kind of, you know, they needed a lot of space. And I wanted something that talked, so I went for a budgie, because you know the budgies are quite small. So I went to the pet shop, and I brought myself a budgie, I think it cost me about £30 then. And one of the things I didn't think of was, apart from buying the bird, what else happens? And then I got to the pet shop and I was like, oh, please, can I have a budgie? Can I have one that talks? So they said, well, no, this one doesn't talk. You're going to have to train it to talk. So I said, okay, how do I do that? This was before the internet. So they told me, they gave me some tips on how I would get this budgie to start talking. And then they said, and all the other stuff you need. I said, what other stuff do I need? Oh, you need a cage. I hadn't thought about that. So I was like, okay. They were selling a cage. So I had to go back. I had to change the plan. So I left the £30 with them. No. I said, okay, let me get the cage first. And then I'll come back for the budgie, since I couldn't get both and I couldn't get the budgie without the cage. So I brought the cage, took the cage home, because I wasn't driving then. And then I think I went to the library and read up a bit about it. And then I went back 2 days later and I got the bird itself. They put the bird in a little box and got some food for it, got a little bit of straw, got a little swing in the cage, put the bird in the cage. And one of the things they had said to me was, for the bird to talk, you have to talk to the bird all the time. And when you're going out, you have to turn on the radio and you have to leave the TV or leave something on to get this bird talking. So I decided to name her, or him, I can't remember what it was, Joey. So every day I come home, hello Joey, how are you Joey? Me and Joey, well, I used to do the chatting. Joey used to tweet. And I used to leave the TV at night time, go to bed. But one thing I discovered was there were feathers all over the floor and the bird poo as well. So that's what I got, a lot of that. And after 3 months, Joey didn't talk. So I took him back to the shop.
And what did they say to you at the shop?
We can't buy it. I said, no, you can have it for free and the cage.
Did they give a reason why it didn't talk back to you?
I can't remember. But no, so you decided the time is different now. So what did you do to make you choose the particular dog you got?
Oh, well, I did a lot of research online because I live in a flat.
Yeah.
I'd made up my mind that I didn't want a big dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want a dog that would bark a lot. Because,
Okay.
Yeah, because of the neighbours, you know.
Yeah.
If you've got a barking dog, it becomes a nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
And you start getting complaints and all that. So
Yeah.
I didn't want that. So, I spent quite a lot of time researching, looking at the different breeds and their temperaments, you know.
So at least one thing people can do, if they do want a dog, they can think of the type of dog they want, what they don't want it to do, what they do want it to do. And if they go online, there's somewhere where that will guide them to get the dog. Now, I've heard so many scary stories about people breeding dogs and not breeding them in the right conditions and the dogs having mental health issues.
I've read quite a lot about that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a pet, then it's important you exercise it. I mean, a dog especially.
No, but I mean when you're buying the dog. So before you even get the dog home,
maybe
how do you pick the right dog? You have to check the records.
You've got to check the records. You've got to look at the person.
Okay, where you're picking up the dog
where
from,
you're picking. So it's best to go to the person's home.
Yeah.
Or wherever they are keeping the dogs for sale. It's best to go there and see
the conditions.
Try and make a judgment on the conditions.
Yeah.
Under which they're being kept.
Okay. And also, do the dogs come with any certification or any paperwork?
Puppies aren't supposed to leave their parents their mum until they're about 8 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
So by the time you get them, they should have had their first vaccinations.
Yeah.
At least they should have had that. And there should be paperwork.
Yeah.
To show that.
Yeah.
If it's a pure breed, then it would be registered with the Kennel Club.
Okay.
If it's a pure breed, but Marika is not a pure breed.
Yeah.
So there's no registration.
So if it's a mixed breed, do people need to check whether their dog is a mixed breed? Are there any implications of getting the wrong mix, or can any dog mix with any dog?
I think there might be implications of getting a wrong mix because
Getting the wrong mix, yeah.
probably, for instance, somebody's breeding a big dog with a small dog.
Ah,
You know, the puppies might come out having problems
Yeah.
Of a sort. So you have to check. If it's a crossbreed, you have to check what the parents were.
so it's
you
very
know.
good to do all this
Yeah,
research
yeah.
online before you go for the process, right? And so, what made you decide on Arike? I love that name, Arike. Chelsea.
As I said, I'd been doing my research.
Yeah. No, but
and
when you
so-
got there and you
yeah.
saw this litter of puppies,
It wasn't a litter.
oh, wasn't it?
I saw her online. It was just her.
You saw her by herself.
Yeah, because somebody had bought her,
Yeah.
and the landlord had said they couldn't keep her.
Yeah.
So she wasn't part of the litter anymore. So she was already living with this family.
Yeah.
And I just looked at her online.
Yeah.
Because I'd been looking at her breed,
Yeah.
thinking this is probably what I want to get.
Mm.
And I'd spent so much time doing the research.
Yeah.
My son's birthday was round the corner.
Yeah.
So I saw her and I thought, oh, she looks gorgeous.
She
And
does,
so
yeah.
went to see the family and they seemed very nice.
Yeah.
She was well looked after. you
Aw.
know, and I just decided that, okay, we'll take her. You know, and she had all her papers as well. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, she had all her papers.
And tell me, Funke, when people are thinking about buying dogs, what type of budget do they need to bear in mind? That, you know, what prices do dogs cost?
Puppies, I think anything from, depending on what you want really,
Yeah.
anything from £0.
Are you serious? You can get them free?
Yeah, you can see
I'll be
some
suspicious
people.
about that.
No, some people maybe they need to get rid of the dog.
Yeah.
They don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
Because I did see someone advertise a dog for free, but she lives so far away, so I
Yeah.
never bothered to go and see.
Okay.
And that dog was about 3 years old, you know. So
Yeah.
and yeah, £0 you can go to the
Battersea Dogs Home?
Yeah, the dogs' home,
Yeah.
the rescue centres all over.
Oh, do they give them out free? I
Yeah,
thought you
they-
still had to pay for them.
No, they give them free. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
there might be maybe a token amount or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, up until
£1,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
£1,000 or more even,
More than £1,000.
depending on the breed. Yeah.
I actually believe you because I was looking into getting a minor bird.
Oh, well,
A minor bird?
what's that bird?
Minor birds are quite big. They're about that size, and they actually have conversations with you.
Oh, you still want this talking bird?
Do you know?
Make sure you don't get a mute one.
No, that is my fear. But the thing about getting these birds, I want one that would snitch on my kids.
Why?
So when I'm not in the house, the birds will tell you everything they've been up to.
You might as well get a camera. if you want to
They'll see the camera. They might find out where it is, but with a bird, I mean, they're not going to kill the bird before I come, are they?
Hopefully.
They can't, you know, the birds will drop a few words and tell you what they've been up to. Well, it won't tell you what it's been up to, what they've been up to, but it kind of drops part of your conversation. So I actually understand, and I think they're about £1,000, between £600 to £1,000. So, okay, after a person has spent £1,000,
Or less.
or less, or £0, but £0, if you're getting a dog for £0, you still need to make sure that you check the dog's history.
Yeah, I mean, with a rescue dog, it might be difficult because a rescue dog could be a dog that's been abused and all that. I didn't want a rescue dog because I've got a young son
Yeah.
at home, and a lot of the rescue dogs that I looked at, they would advise not suitable around children.
Oh, okay,
Not
yeah.
suitable around teenagers. You know, so
Yeah.
because they come with behavioural problems.
Just like human beings, yeah?
As a result of the abuse
Yeah.
that they have suffered.
Yeah.
So I decided I didn't want one of those.
Okay. Wow. So now you've got this dog. You're living in a flat. So what do you have to prepare for the dog? Because I think a lot of us have knowledge of, you get a dog, you put a kennel in the garden and the dog lives there and comes into the house every now and again. And so I think a lot of people, when they haven't got a garden, the last thing they think about is getting a pet because there's no space. Now you're in that position. You haven't got a garden. You live in a flat. So what ways did you prepare to have the dog, and what do you have to bear in mind if you're going to have the dog in a flat?
Well, now that I've done it the first time, if I'm going to do it again, I might do things a little bit.
What, you're planning to do it again?
Yes.
Wow, okay. We're going to go there. Hold on to that. But, what? Okay.
Because ideally you should have a bed.
For the dog?
For the dog. I mean, it could be a cardboard box with a blanket or, we're Africans, an old wrapper in it. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate.
Yeah.
You know,
or you can go to the pet shop and buy an elaborate one.
Yeah, or you can go to the pet shop and buy. It depends on what you want and what you can afford. You need a leash. You need the dog bowls. You need, what else? Depending on the age and whether the puppy is already house trained or not, you need puppy pads or a litter box.
Puppy pads? What are puppy pads?
Puppy pads. There are pads, like toileting pads. You put them on the floor.
Oh, okay. Then I thought you were wearing pants on the dog. Sorry.
They do wear those as well.
What, pants on the dog?
Yeah, nappies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think some people use them like if they're traveling.
Okay.
They might put a nappy on their dog, and when the dog is on heat.
Heat.
In its season, rather, when it's on season. That's if it's a female dog and it's having its period.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Dogs do have periods as well, don't they? People don't think about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah.
So all those things. What about space-wise?
Well, obviously you need the space. I chose to put her in a pen.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want her in a crate. A crate is like, it's a box where you put the puppy in, and it's supposed to make it easier to house train the puppy.
Yeah.
So she's in the box. You take her out when you want to take her to the toilet.
Yeah.
But it's
quite,
most of them are quite small.
Yeah, confines the dog to a cage.
Yeah, it really confines them.
Yeah.
So I chose a pen.
Yeah.
I ended up buying 3.
3, why?
Well, the first one she jumped out of within a couple of hours.
Oh, within a couple of hours?
Yeah,
oh,
she learned how to jump out.
Yeah.
And then the second one, after a while, she looked like she was going to jump out of that.
Yeah.
And so I bought the third one, so she can't jump out of that because she's still teething.
Yeah.
And if you let them roam around the house, there's one, the fact that she will wee and poo wherever she likes if you cannot keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
And 2, she will chew up everything possible.
Wow. Even wires.
Even wires, anything she.
And if she chooses if she chews on a wire, she could electrocute herself.
You know,
oh God, you don't want a dead dog on your hands. Yeah.
So, that. So, but now that she's doing well with the potty training, I call it.
Oh, we need to talk about this potty training.
House training. I let her out.
Yeah.
Where I can keep an eye on her.
So when you talk about potty training, first of all, what does that entail? Because people need to realize that, you know, animals, they don't talk, but they are like human beings. They eat and they go to the toilet. So what do you do? What do you have to do? Because it's different from training a child who would wear a nappy. Yeah.
For those people who would keep their dog in a crate, it means they have to take it out every so often and take it to the toilet outside.
Okay.
Or wherever they want to take it to the toilet. They have to take it there. So that could be first thing in the morning. Yeah. When they wake up. Take it out. I'm not talking first thing in the morning at 10 o'clock. First thing in the morning, say about 6 o'clock.
So basically, people have to be aware that dogs will have their time that they will go
Yeah.
to the toilet and come sit. It's not 9 o'clock. It's not their time,
No.
but it's early in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's only fair because as a human being, you go to sleep at night, you probably will wake up early if you didn't
Yeah.
go in the night,
Yeah.
to go to the
Definitely.
toilet.
Yeah.
And a puppy can only hold its urine for so long. They
Okay.
say an hour for every month plus one.
An
So
hour for, okay.
For instance, a 3-month-old puppy will hold it for 3 hours plus one.
Yeah.
So that would be 4 hours.
So every 4 hours it needs to go to the toilet.
Yeah, and it's also good to do it like say about 15 minutes after they've eaten,
Okay.
because then they'll poo as well.
Oh,
They
okay.
tend to poo like more or less immediately they finish eating.
Mm.
But to make it easy for myself, because
Yeah.
I'm not a 6 o'clock person,
Yeah.
I got a litter box
Okay.
which I put in her pen,
Yeah.
which she learned to use.
Yeah.
I bought a spray
Yeah.
which you can spray in the litter box, and
What
so that will draw her to go and use it.
So that spray,
scent.
the scent of the spray,
Would draw her to go and use it.
so when she smells it,
Yeah,
she knows,
that's where she needs to do her wee.
wow.
You know.
So I think, and one of those things, a lot of people don't realize that animals are quite intelligent.
Oh yeah, they are.
That the only difference is that they don't talk.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Because and now sometimes, because if I'm busy in the morning,
Yeah.
and I can't take her down immediately, she's finished eating.
Yeah.
She knows to use it for her poo, and I just.
And how long have you had her?
I've had
now?
her since April, so that will be coming up to 2 months.
2 months. And within that 2 months,
She's learning.
you've potty trained her.
Yeah, she's doing very well. I mean,
Wow.
we do still have the accidents,
Yeah.
but when she's done it where she's not supposed to and I catch her,
Yeah.
she will run off to her potty.
Oh, it's a bit late, isn't it?
I know.
You've already done it.
Yeah, but she will run off. When I
Are you
say,
serious?
"What?" She will run off there. It's amazing.
So what? I'm just thinking now. What type of sanctions do you give a dog?
With the potty training, you don't sanction
Okay.
because you just might end up scaring the dog.
Yeah.
So you don't sanction.
Mm.
But when she is naughty, other times she's got her timeouts.
Wait, when you say when she's naughty, how can dogs be naughty?
Well, if she is barking and won't stop barking,
Okay.
she gets her timeout.
But
If
she
I'm
might be barking for a reason.
Yes, well, if we can't find a reason, if she's been fed, she's been toileted, because a lot of this is attention.
Okay.
Yeah, she will get the time. She'll get the time out. If I say stop doing something, for instance, stop nipping, stop the rough play.
Yeah.
If she won't listen, then she gets her time out, and it's in stages.
Okay. So what is time out for a dog?
That is when she is made to stay still. She can't move.
But how do you get a dog to stay still and not move?
Oh, we've learned how to do that.
How do you do it?
You just tell them, because like now, if I do this to her, she knows that I want her to go down and put her chin on her paws.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So she might just look at me for a while, trying to be defiant.
Yeah.
But by the time she knows she's been dragged off into the toilet, then she will quickly go
Why?
down.
What happens in the toilet?
Or she just gets shut in there for about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's her time out.
That's the final stage of her time out.
Wow. But
So when I'm saying time out, I'm preparing her mind
yeah.
to know that, look, if I don't behave, I'm ending up in that toilet, and she doesn't like being in the toilet by herself.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. So what I'm thinking now is, it's fine you saying to me that when I go like this and I keep still, she knows that she has to put her head on her paw and lie down. But how did you get to that stage of letting her know that this is what you expected of her?
That timeout thing, we'd been out to the park and she'd been so naughty because she does this thing of biting her leash.
Yeah.
And that is so embarrassing because she
Why
just...
is it embarrassing? She's the dog.
Yeah, she just loses control. She makes you look like you've got no control.
This is so interesting.
Yeah, she makes you look like you have no control
Yeah.
over her
Yeah.
or yourself, because she goes completely crazy and starts. Sometimes it's like she's going to fly.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the first day she did it to me, I thought, my God,
What have I got here?
this dog, am I sure it doesn't have mental health problems?
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, it's not nice when
Oh
she
my
goes,
God.
when she, so that day she'd had an episode,
Yeah.
and I'd read all sorts of things like, March, you just take them and take them home straight, and
Yeah.
end whatever you're doing with them, take them home straight and whatever. So that day I was fuming. So we came
Fuming at the poor dog.
Yeah, we came in, and I sat on the toilet and she was sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
And I just said to her, "You're going to get time out," and I started telling her off like I was talking to my son or
Oh,
something.
bless.
And when I was saying, it's going to be time out, I was sitting on the toilet like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden she just went down
Are you serious?
and put her head down on her paws. And so I said, yeah, that's time out. She tried to get up. I said, don't you move back down, go on. And that's how.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Because I think it's very important that people know that, if you decide to have a pet, there is a way you can
You
communicate with them
Yeah.
and control them
definitely.
if you need.
Yeah, it's like having a child. You do
Yeah.
have to discipline the dog. I am not saying that you take your dog and throw it or start kicking it.
Yes.
Yeah, because you just get yourself arrested.
Yes, there is the RSPCA.
Yeah, but it's like, what if you want your dog to behave, you've got to invest time in, you have to talk to it.
Yeah.
I talk to my dog like I'm talking to a child.
Mm.
I mean, my daughter says, Mom, this dog is the other daughter, I'm sure.
The daughter that another daughter that you wanted, you've now got oh, bless her.
Or that the daughter that I never had.
Oh.
That's the one that doesn't answer me back.
Okay, so the dog is playing that role for your daughter. Oh, bless. Yeah. Wow. So you have a pen, and inside her pen she has her food, her water, her bed. What about toys?
Yeah, toys. And the toys can be anything. You can buy toys. She likes plastic bottles.
Okay.
One of my wooden spoons she likes.
She's got one of those?
Yeah. I mean, she's chewed that quite a bit, but she likes that. She's got, what else has she got? She's got my wrapper. She's got all sorts of things.
I'm just wondering how you decided that you were going to give your dog a wooden spoon.
Well, she was chewing anything wood in my flat, she was chewing.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, here, chew that.
And she took it?
And she took it.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is so sweet.
And now that I tell her off when she starts chewing things she shouldn't, she moves away. She won't move away. I might have to repeat myself, like a child. You repeat yourself once, twice, maybe the third time. But it's not like you say, Arika, move away. You have to be
Arika
firm.
would look at you and say, whatever.
You have to be firm.
You have to be firm. So that is very, very important. Wow. Then, what about the expenses involved in now looking after her? Because I think that is one thing that people think about. Yes, walking. You said you need to walk the dog early in the morning. I think it's very important that we tell people, if your dog poos, you have to pick it up. Well, you don't have to pick it up with your hand.
No, you got poo bags, scented ones. No, it's not that bad. You put the bag over your hand and you poo it.
Do you know what? I stopped doing that after my babies stopped wearing nappies. I thought, that's it, me and poo done.
Oh, okay.
Me and somebody else's poo, and I can't think.
Yeah. I have to admit, it's not a very sexy look, when you're down scraping mushy poo off the road.
Don't. Oh, that is awful. You're not gonna get any admirers from.
But they might think you're very conscious of what you're doing. You know, you're a responsible dog owner.
And also, you can do it with style.
Yeah.
You can do it in a very attractive manner.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to just plonk yourself down.
No.
You can
Bend down stylishly.
Oh God! So now you get a puppy. You have a pen for the puppy. You have everything the puppy needs. The pen is within your sitting room.
Yeah.
So and that's where she sleeps at night.
That's where she's. I mean, people can put it anywhere. They can
Yeah.
put their crate anywhere. Some people
Well, not in
like
the
the dog.
kitchen.
Some people, I've seen some people have it in the kitchen.
I wouldn't put a dog in the kitchen. It's gonna
Yeah.
poo there.
You take it out.
Oh no, forget that. Not in the kitchen. Oh.
So some people like the dogs in their beds. Some people don't use pens. Some people don't use crates. So
I don't know about having a dog in my bed. What's the dog doing there?
do, but there is an issue with that, because if you have your dog
Yeah.
in your bed, if you have a guest,
And they don't like dogs.
not even if they don't like dogs, if the guest is going to share your bed, it might be an issue.
What? The dog will...
Yeah, could be aggressive towards the person.
So the dog now thinks that she or he is your partner.
Is encroaching. No, the person is encroaching on its territory.
Oh. So that's another important factor. Don't let them get too...
Territorial.
with you. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, like, in the pen now, my
Yeah.
son goes in there.
He goes into the pen.
Yeah, I go in there. So she doesn't see it as her personal space.
Okay, okay.
You know, when you're feeding her, you have to, from time to time, you know, hand feed her.
Okay.
Yeah. Drop things, food or treats in her bowl while she's eating,
Okay.
so that she doesn't start to guard her food. And by that means that when you put the food down, you
Yeah.
cannot go near her.
Yeah.
She
There are
starts-
some
she
dogs like
starts
that.
growling
Yes.
and being aggressive. You know, when anybody tries to come round,
Yeah.
that's not a good sign. So, if you hand feed her, that won't happen.
No, I'll tell you, this is very interesting. I'm thinking of getting a dog now. Not. No, but this is really, really interesting. Now, one of the things that made me think about doing something on dogs was after I must admit, I have met Areka, Chelsea, bless her, a few times, and she is a gorgeous little bundle, and she's one of, you know, she kind of attracted me, gave me a different insight to what it was like having a pet. And when I decided to research it, one of the things I found very interesting was the benefits of having a dog. And it actually amazed me. You know, I just looked at everything so different. And not just a dog, a pet. I don't know about a snake and a lizard and a spider, but cats, dogs, birds. Yeah, cat, dogs, birds. Yeah. So, what do you see as the benefits of having a pet?
Before we go to that,
Yeah.
we didn't quite get to the costs. You did ask a
Oh,
question.
sorry, the cost of feeding them. Yeah, sorry, I missed that out. I wanted to say, because there's going to be things like vet bills, stuff like, you know, what type of things do you need to get the dog chipped and stuff like that? Yeah, please.
There's the insurance, if you want.
You have to get an insurance on a dog.
If you
What,
want.
like a car?
Yeah, if it's
Okay.
it's not compulsory.
Okay. What does it cover?
It covers, or it depends. It's
There are different types of cover.
Different types of cover.
Yeah.
I mean, you look online. It costs from like £4.99 to 20 something pounds.
That's not too
I
bad.
took the full cover.
Yeah.
Covers me for about £7,000.
Wow.
So if she bites somebody and the person dies, or if she injures somebody, you know, it will
The person dies. That's a bit drastic, isn't it?
That would be drastic, but yeah, it will pay.
She's only a little
yeah.
thing anyway.
If anything happens to her and she dies, I'll get something. And
You would get something
Yeah.
if she dies.
yeah,
Why are you getting something?
loss of the dog, isn't it? Loss of life. It's
Loss
like,
of life.
like
Wow.
the human, you know, if your spouse kicks the bucket, if the person is insured, as long as you didn't kill the person, you will get something.
What's the most? Can you insure a dog for £1 million?
They don't pay out that much. Maybe about 1,000.
Yeah, but I don't blame them because people would just be insuring dogs
probably
left,
the
right,
cost-
centre and killing
probably
them.
the cost of getting yourself a new puppy.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
So
okay.
There's the insurance.
Yeah.
Cost. I mean, the most I've seen is about 20-something pounds a month,
Mm.
and then there's the vaccination
Yeah.
fees. After the first two maybe came to about £80 or thereabouts, but then she doesn't get another one till October.
Okay.
There's
So 6 months period or
yeah,
around that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think after that, I think that's it.
So these injections that she gets, is it against stuff like rabies or protecting her?
Yeah, it protects them against certain diseases. But
Okay.
rabies is not one. They don't have rabies here anymore.
Oh, okay.
And they say they don't have ticks here anymore. Ticks.
Ticks? Are you sure they don't have ticks here
Yeah.
anymore?
They have fleas.
So how do you keep the fleas out of a dog?
There are
Especially one like yours who's got a lot of
Yeah,
hair.
there are flea collars,
Yeah.
and there are also there's also some liquid that you put on the back of her neck.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
You
But
get
does that go through all the body when you put it on the neck?
It absorbs into the skin.
Okay.
The skin absorbs it,
Yeah. Mm.
and that's about 11. The ones I get is about £11 a month.
Okay, so you do it monthly.
And I do that monthly. Microchip from next year, I think you have to have
It's
your
going to
dog
be compulsory. I've heard about that, yeah.
It's going to has to be microchipped. It has to be tagged.
Okay.
If not, it's a £200 fine. Microchip is about £20
So microchip is where they put a chip under
on
the skin.
in the
Yeah.
back of the neck.
What about a tag? What's
A
that?
tag, that's like a name tag.
Oh, just on the neck, yeah.
That you
Mhm.
put on a collar
Yeah,
or on
okay.
the harness.
Yeah.
That's maybe about £7 or something. It's not
Mhm.
very expensive. Food-wise, it depends on what you want to feed her.
Yeah.
The dry food, which comes in the box,
Yeah.
that comes to about £4. Maybe you use 2 of that a month. But then again, it depends on the size of the dog you've got.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's a big dog, it's obviously going to eat more than the little one I've got.
Eat you out of house.
But now I cook her food.
You cook
mostly.
it?
I
Okay.
cook it mostly. I buy meat, kidneys, the organs.
What, you giving her some Nigerian dishes or
Yeah, she
add a
eats
bit of pepper?
She eats eba and okra.
Does she use her hand or?
She uses her paws. Yeah.
Okay, she
Yeah.
eats. Okay,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
and I tried the tinned wet food. I mean, she likes it, but I'm just skeptical about processed food
Yeah.
generally. Just,
At least you know what is in the food that you're giving her. Yeah.
So maybe that would cost me maybe about £5 a week.
Yeah.
Because of the meat that I'm cooking.
Yeah. Wow. So that's not too bad. What about things like bathing her and getting her hair cut, getting her nails cut?
I bath her myself.
Okay.
You're not supposed to bath them too often, they say, because
Why?
of the oils on their skin.
So
on
how
their hair.
often should you?
Well, I tend to bath her once a week at least.
Okay. Yeah.
Once a week at least.
Her
Grooming,
yeah,
I
because
take
she's
her.
got long hair. Yeah.
I've had that done once. It
You
was
take her to the hairdressers.
to a dog groomer. Yeah.
Oh, dog hairdressers.
Yeah,
Okay.
£25.
More expensive than us. More.
but I won't do it for a while again.
Okay.
You know. So.
What about her teeth? Do they need any special? Do you
Well,
brush her teeth?
Well,
or
they say you should brush her teeth. I haven't started brushing hers
is
yet.
she going to let you brush her teeth?
I don't know. I was supposed to be putting my fingers in her mouth so that
God.
she would get used to things being in her mouth.
So how about if she finds your finger enticing and she decides to take a nip on it?
At the moment, her teeth don't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah. So if she does nip, you're supposed to squeal in a loud voice so
Yeah.
she'll stop.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing that's important is socialization.
Socialization. Yeah.
classes. Well, not classes.
Socialization classes.
Well, maybe you don't have to go to classes if you are able to do it yourself.
But it does take time.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a really small puppy, then it's a good idea to go to the classes.
Yeah.
Because it will see puppies of its age.
Yeah.
And it will learn how to play with them. And that's where they learn the bite inhibition.
Okay.
So that means they will not be biting hard.
Yeah.
And dangerously. They will learn how to bite in a way that's not painful.
Yeah.
Because they do play with their mouths. They use their mouths and play.
Mm-hmm.
But if they are not properly socialized, they might end up biting and drawing blood.
Oh, okay. That's
So why it's
interesting, yeah.
important. But I went to 2 classes. Those classes are like £5
Okay.
an hour.
Yeah.
It's just £5, and it's.
And they show you what to do.
Yeah, and they show you what to do. But she didn't like it there, so because she was big enough, I took her to the park.
How do you know she didn't like it? Did she
Because
tell
she
you?
wouldn't play.
Oh, okay. So that.
Yeah, she'd hide under my legs.
Oh.
So,
Bless.
yeah.
And so, wow. And do you know what? Because I want to make sure we cover this, and I find it quite important. The benefits of having a dog. What are, because I went and I researched some stuff, and what I found interesting was the fact that research was saying that rather than living alone, have a dog, and it actually increases your mental health and your actual well-being, mainly because if you're well mentally, then your body is usually well, or it improves your physical health. So apart from that, what benefits have you found to the family, to you?
I think my son's happier because he's got one thing to play with.
Oh.
You know, because although I've got 2 kids, the older one is 23.
So she's much, how old is he?
He's 10.
So she's much older than you. Yeah.
So, and
boys and girls.
Yeah, boys and girls, older sister. And so he was rather lonely.
Yeah.
You know, and was relying on going to friends, and you know, friends who've got siblings. Sometimes they gang up against each other, and you know, so that was one of the reasons why I did get that. So he's happier, and he's got the dog. He can take the dog for walks, and it does have a lot of benefits. Lots of exercise.
You're doing much more exercise now. Yeah.
Because I mean, I used to walk, but not as much.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm walking more and getting out, talking to people.
You're meeting people. That's another thing. Yeah.
Because they come, they want to talk to the dog.
Yeah.
Cuddle the dog, so they say hello to you. So so you meet people. They say it improves your heart health. Lowers cholesterol.
Yeah. How does it lower cholesterol though? Is that because you're walking more, because you're more energetic?
Probably.
Because you're calmer?
Probably. I mean, I'd have to do quite a bit of research.
I think I did read it up a bit, and they did talk about the lowering of blood pressure.
Yeah.
Because the person is more relaxed. And one of the things they were actually talking about is having a dog, because dogs are social animals, even cats as well. You come home and you open the door, they're happy to see you.
Yes.
And you end up having to communicate with them.
You're happy, and you just feel that affection. You could walk into the house, you see your children, hello, mom. You know.
I like that. They're watching television and they don't bat an eye. Yeah.
But you walk in, your dog sees you, as long as you've been looking after it.
Properly, yes.
It goes crazy at this, it's, you can just see the love, the affection, even when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow, this wonderful person has arrived.
Oh, bless. So what happens when, let's say you're walking into a room and she's, what does she do? Jump up?
Oh, she starts jumping up, turning around in circles, doing everything until I carry her.
So it's like, you know someone is happy to see you.
Yeah. So, and I mean, when you see that, it makes you feel wanted as well. I mean, people might think, oh, what are they talking about? But it does. You know, it's good. You know, and even just stroking the pet can relax you. I mean, your bird wasn't talking back to you, but
No, it never did.
If you had kept it,
I wasn't going to keep it if it weren't talking.
but you can talk to it though.
Yeah, I did, and it never answered me back.
Because if you got a dog, you can talk to the dog. It's not going to say, yes, Susie.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see the difference, right? The difference, what I've seen with a dog is that at least the dog is out of the cage and out of the pen, and the dog can sit on your lap.
Okay.
Now, with the birds, she was quite little. I mean, she was only about, Joey was about that big, and I talked to her. She never ever tweeted back at me. She only tweeted back when I walked away from the cage. I don't know if she was saying, thank God this woman has gone. And then the thought of opening the cage scared me because I thought she might fly out the cage. And if she flies out, she might be on the ceiling. How do I get her? And then they poo indiscriminately. You know, you're walking down the street, a bird poos on you. Even the ones that you keep at home would do the same if it's flying around.
True.
So I guess the biggest benefit for me was that bird was going to say hello to me one day, but it never. But with a dog, it's quite different because, like you said, when they sit on your lap and they're calm and comfortable, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
It's a very nice feeling.
I mean, even having fish, you sit, you're watching the water, the fish in the water swimming. That can relax you. It doesn't have to be a dog. It could be fish.
No, I'm just visualizing myself sitting there looking at the fish swimming around.
It's quite relaxing, actually.
Is it? I'll try it next time I go to a Chinese restaurant because they have loads of fish in
It is quite relaxing. Yeah, because, I mean, I don't have any fish, but where I've visited people who have fish.
But they're only going around in circles and...
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just that stillness of the water and, you know, you just see them going about their business. You know.
You see, my biggest fear has always been about fish is that they're quite easily overfed and they die when they're overfed, and that has always been my fear about having a fish.
But I'm sure you'd take advice from whoever you bought the fish from.
Yeah, that is true. But
so as long as you follow.
And then also cleaning their cage, you have to take them out. No, I can't do a fish. I mean, I grew up with a cat. You know, we always had a cat, and I think one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that when you have animals, just like Funke just said, they become very, very attached to you, and you can actually feel that love. And like they say, dogs is man's best friend. They are more loyal than any friend. They're not going to backbite.
No.
They're not going to gossip about you. They're not going to argue with you. They are just going to love you in a silent way. And you can also train them to do tricks.
Yeah, you can. You can train them. I mean, because I feel a dog is a dog, I'm not going overboard with.
Have you taught her any tricks at all, though? Do you want to teach her any?
I don't want to teach her any tricks, but she knows to sit down.
So when you say
she
sit...
knows to fetch something. If
Okay.
she's got something in her mouth and I tell her to drop it, she knows to drop it. Now when we're out and I say home, she knows
that it's time to go
Yeah,
home.
because she's associated it with a treat.
Oh, so as soon as you walk in, that was another thing, because one of the things that I read, I was reading around training dogs, and I noticed that a lot of it was also around treats to begin with.
Yeah.
So, like, one thing I read is if you want to train them to sit down,
You've got to use
it's like sit and give them a treat when they do it, but then after some time, you don't give them a treat anymore because it needs to be something that they actually do without waiting for a treat. Yeah.
So she's learning things, and as I said, if I say stop it, go out, now she knows to go. When she follows me into a room or into the bathroom or toilet.
Oh, you can send her back.
And I say out, now she will
that is sweet.
And go out.
You know what? I have to agree with you somewhere. Now, I went to the park with you and your dog, and she took off. And she was running around in circles. And no matter how we shouted stop, it was like, this dog was as if to say, I'm out, I'm out. And she just tore.
Yeah.
around. She was running circles around them.
Yeah.
You know, it was, so she entertained us. So
Yeah.
also with a dog, apart from feeling calm and loved, they can also make you laugh
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
things they do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think, you know, I spent a lot of my teenage years in Nigeria, and I really think that they didn't value a dog the way dogs need to be valued. And I'm not saying humanize a dog. What I am saying is you could treat it like a dog, but that dog naturally will give you some affection. Your kids will learn also. I feel one of the benefits is that kids learn to nurture.
Yeah, they learn to nurture. You know,
Yeah.
they also they develop the respect for living things.
Yeah.
You know, so if you involve your child in looking after
Yeah.
the dog, you know, they learn responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. A sense of
You know,
responsibility.
so my son, he has to take her downstairs in the morning
Yeah.
before he goes to school.
Yeah. Well, he
Okay.
wanted it, didn't he?
Yeah, he wanted it, so
It's not just about, I want a dog, mommy, you look after it.
yeah, and when he comes back too,
Yeah.
he has to take her out, you know, so it's teaching him as well
Yeah.
that you've said you want this thing, so you've got to be
You need to look
responsible
after it. That
for
is,
it.
oh my God, that, do you know what? I think that a few more people out there should actually think of getting animals, and especially people that live alone. And I think a lot of people who live alone worry about what the dog would do when they're not at home. But dogs can stay for a few hours by themselves, can't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah,
And also, you can look around in your area for things like dog walking services.
dog walkers, dog sitters.
Sorry, and the dog sitters are the ones that look after
The
your dog if you're going away.
Yeah, if you're going away or if you're out at work,
Yeah. Yeah.
out at work, you know, going away on holiday,
Yeah.
contact a dog sitter.
And it's not, is it too expensive or?
If they're going to walk your dog for you, it's
Yeah.
£8 an hour about. I've booked a dog sitter for some time in July.
Yeah.
It's £18 for the night,
Okay.
you know, so.
Yeah. And also, when you think about it, it's not just about having a dog. It's also, if you have a cat, cats are more self-sufficient.
Than dogs,
They don't
yeah.
need, you know, because one, you don't
Don't
need to walk them.
no.
Two, when you get something like a cat, the most important thing is that you get a cat flap, and cats wander off. They go about their business, and they come back when they're ready, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, and they will spend time with you as well. You know, that is, so people need to really think. You know, if you're living, especially if you're living alone,
Yeah,
get
if
yourself.
you're living alone, it's nice to have. I mean, they are very good smoke alarms.
Wow.
I mean, they will detect the smell of the fire
Yeah.
before a smoke alarm.
Wow. You see, that's
Will.
you won't believe it, but we've got 2 minutes left.
And
Yeah.
they say they can detect cancer as well. Because
Do you
if
know what?
If you've got a mole
Yeah.
that they keep on licking and licking, and
I've heard about dogs discovering sicknesses in people. I've heard about dogs going to seek for help when people are alone. I've heard about, there was one dog, I think a man collapsed, and he was there for hours, and the dog sat beside him all through. I think, just before we go, there's one thing I do have to say about cats. Cats are very affectionate creatures. And they are not creatures that you can be with 24/7 and decide to go off on holiday and leave them somewhere, because they will keep on coming back. So when you have a cat, it's good to have someone that cat is used to as well,
Right, okay.
because otherwise some cats are known to starve themselves to death if they don't see their owner.
Oh.
But no. So what would be your advice to people when it comes to animals, just before we go?
Well, before you do it, if you're going to get an animal, make sure you do your research properly.
Yeah.
Make sure that you've got the time to devote to looking after the animal and all the necessary training.
Yeah.
I
And
think-
everything can be done online?
Yeah, everything can be done online.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is online now.
Everything, yeah.
Speak to people
Mhm.
that you know or you see, because I started speaking to people in the street when I see
Yeah.
them with their dogs,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Wow. Miss Funke Robinson, thank you so, so much, honestly. And I'm sure after listening to what Funke has to say, I'm sure some of you, I can see some of you at the pet shop tomorrow rushing out to go and get a dog.
It will be
Yeah?
nice.
Chill. Read it up first. But do think of getting one, you know, for the kids, for yourself. Animals can be lovely things. So, and always remember, what you give a dog is what you get back,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
a lot more. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, Funke, for joining
Yeah,
me.
thank you for having me.
And good night.
Good night.
See you next week. Thank you so much. Oh.
We're here.
I,
We're
I,
still here.
yes. I